Careless People. A Cautionary Tale of Power, Greed, and Lost Idealism. By Sarah Wynn-Williams presents an intricate exploration of the dangers of unchecked ambition, the consequences of power, and the erosion of moral integrity. This book tells the story of individuals whose desires for wealth, status, and control ultimately lead to their downfall. By weaving together the themes of power, greed, and idealism, the author not only tells a cautionary tale but also paints a vivid picture of the human condition in the face of temptation and the pursuit of personal gain. Overview and setting. The story takes place in a world where the lines between right and wrong are often blurred. The central characters are individuals who, at one point in their lives, held strong ideals and dreams for a better future. However, as they rise in power and influence, their values begin to erode. They become intoxicated by the allure of success, the comforts of wealth, and the sense of superiority that comes with holding power. The author sets the tone by portraying a society that is driven by materialism and a competitive hunger for success, leaving behind the principles that once guided its inhabitants. The book opens with a glimpse of the protagonist's early years, highlighting their humble beginnings and the strong sense of idealism that shaped their worldview. At this stage, the individual is full of promise, determined to make a positive difference. However, as they begin to climb the social and professional ladder, they encounter opportunities that challenge their morals. The allure of wealth, status, and influence begins to overshadow their original vision, and they are faced with tough decisions that ultimately shape their character. Themes of power and greed. One of the central themes of Careless People is the corrupting influence of power. The book delves into the idea that those who gain power often lose sight of their original purpose and become consumed by the need to maintain and expand their influence. The narrative illustrates how individuals, when exposed to the intoxicating effects of authority and control, gradually become more self-serving and less concerned with the welfare of others. The author demonstrates the gradual shift in the protagonist's character as they gain more power. Initially, their decisions are motivated by a desire to do good, to bring about change, and to help others. However, as they encounter more opportunities to amass wealth and secure their position at the top, they begin to make decisions that prioritize their personal gain over the greater good. The protagonist's journey from a selfless idealist to a power-hungry individual serves as a powerful warning about the seductive nature of authority and the potential consequences of pursuing power without a clear moral compass. Greed is another dominant theme that permeates the narrative. The protagonist's insatiable desire for more, whether it is money, land, or status, drives them to make increasingly questionable choices. At first, their ambitions seem harmless, even admirable, as they seek to improve their circumstances and create a better life for themselves. However, as their ambitions grow, they become blind to the negative effects of their actions on others. They start to exploit those around them, treating people as stepping stones to achieve their own goals. The author deftly explores how greed can cloud one's judgment and strip away empathy and compassion. The book uses powerful imagery to show the destructive nature of greed. The protagonist's relationships with family, friends, and colleagues begin to deteriorate as they prioritize their ambitions over the people they care about. Their pursuit of wealth and success becomes an all-consuming force, leading to isolation, betrayal, and the eventual collapse of their once promising future. The fall from idealism. As the protagonist's character shifts from idealism to self-interest, the theme of lost idealism becomes increasingly prominent. The author draws attention to the idea that individuals often start with lofty ideals and a genuine desire to make the world a better place. However, as they encounter the harsh realities of the world, these ideals are tested and ultimately compromised. The protagonist's journey reflects the common human experience of grappling with the tension between personal ambition and the desire to stay true to one's principles. The loss of idealism is illustrated through the protagonist's changing relationships with others. Initially, they are surrounded by people who share their vision and support their efforts. However, as the protagonist becomes more focused on their own success, they begin to alienate those who once believed in their mission. The individuals who once served as partners and allies are cast aside as the protagonist grows more self-centered. Their once clear sense of purpose is obscured by the pursuit of power, and they become increasingly disconnected from the values that once motivated them. This gradual erosion of idealism is a key point in the narrative. The author highlights the emotional toll that comes with compromising one's values and the inner conflict that arises from abandoning the very principles that once defined one's identity. The protagonist's internal struggle between ambition and idealism is depicted as a constant battle, and their eventual fall serves as a tragic reminder of the cost of losing sight of one's true self. Consequences of carelessness. The title Careless People reflects the recklessness with which the protagonist navigates their life as they become consumed by power and greed. Their actions are marked by a lack of foresight and a disregard for the long-term consequences of their decisions. The protagonist's carelessness leads to a series of missteps that eventually unravel their carefully constructed world. The book shows how the protagonist's disregard for the impact of their actions on others eventually leads to their downfall. As they pursue their personal interests at the expense of those around them, they create enemies, burn bridges, and alienate those who might have once been their allies. The carelessness with which they treat others leads to a collapse in their personal and professional life, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of neglecting the human side of relationships in pursuit of success. The consequences of carelessness extend beyond the protagonist's own life. The people they have hurt or exploited suffer as well, and the damage done to relationships, reputations, and communities is profound. The narrative reveals the far-reaching effects of the protagonist's selfish decisions, illustrating how a single person's carelessness can have ripple effects that affect countless others. Lessons learned. By the end of the book, the protagonist is left to confront the consequences of their actions. They are forced to reckon with the damage they have caused and the ideals they have abandoned. The story serves as a poignant reminder that the pursuit of power, wealth, and status must be balanced with a commitment to ethics, empathy, and long-term vision. The protagonist's journey is one of regret and self-reflection, as they realize too late that the things they sacrificed in their quest for success, such as integrity, compassion, and meaningful relationships, were far more valuable than the material rewards they obtained. The final message of Careless People is clear. Power and greed, when unchecked, lead to the erosion of the very ideals that make us human. The book urges readers to remain grounded in their values and to consider the consequences of their actions before pursuing personal gain at any cost. Conclusion. Careless People by Sarah Wynn-Williams is a powerful exploration of the dangers of power, greed, and the loss of idealism. Through the story of a protagonist who loses their way in the pursuit of wealth and influence, the author delivers a cautionary tale about the corrupting effects of unchecked ambition. The book highlights the importance of maintaining one's principles, considering the impact of decisions on others, and remaining mindful of the true meaning of success. Ultimately, it serves as a reminder that the pursuit of material wealth and power should never come at the expense of our moral compass and our connection to the people around us.
If you want to buy this ebook, the link is in the description. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing summaries and tips.